This is Greek 101 for Fraternity and Sorority Life at Bridgewater State University. Welcome to Fraternity and Sorority Life. We're so glad that you made this decision to become part of our fraternal family. This is Greek 101, our online workshop for new members of BSU Greek Life. All new members are required to complete this three-part program. First, you'll watch and listen to this video. Second, you'll complete a quick knowledge post-test. And third, you'll stop by the Office of Student Involvement and Leadership to pick up for and sign your new member packet. Greek 101 is meant to be your introduction to being Greek at BSU. So let's get started. My name is Mary Beth Johnson Flakes, but everybody calls me MB, and I'm the Associate Director of the Office of Student Involvement and Leadership. While I have a few different roles here in the office, my primary responsibility is to serve as the advisor to the fraternity and sorority community. Working with fraternities and sororities is my passion. I've been working with Greeks for 10 years and truly believe in the fraternal movement. But when I'm not here at BSU, I'm volunteering for my own international sorority, running, watching New England sports teams, or just hanging out with my dog and my husband, John. As the Campus Greek Advisor, I meet with chapter presidents each week, advise our governing boards, and facilitate our Greek leadership program. So I want to be sure that you know where you can find me if you need anything throughout your time here at BSU. Whether it's fraternity or sorority related, or you just need help finding resources here at Bridgewater, my door's always open to help. My office is located in the Rondelou Campus Center in room 103. When you walk into OSL, just ask one of our front desk employees to point you in the right direction. Or you can look for Greeks hanging out. They'll show you where to go for sure. Be sure to make note of my email and phone number. I love Facebook and all things social media, so chances are good that you can find me there as well. Now let's give you some information about our community. Let's start by learning about sorority life at BSU. We have 3 sororities on campus, and all are members of the National Panhellenic Conference, also known as the NPC. All 3 of our groups are national or international organizations, and that means they have chapters all over the United States and some in Canada. National organizations also means that there's a headquarters with a staff that oversees the daily operation of these organizations. Here on campus, our sororities are Delta Phi Epsilon, Gamma Phi Beta, and Phi Sigma Sigma. Collectively, these groups make up the Panhellenic Association, which is the local governing board of the NPC. The sororities host formal recruitment in the spring semester, where any undergraduate member of the BSU community who meets the academic standards is eligible to participate. Our campus has deferred recruitment, which means first semester students are not eligible to join until they have successfully completed 12 academic credits, which is why only upperclassmen and transfer students with 12 credits can join in the fall semester. Now let's talk about fraternity life at BSU. The Interfraternity Council, or the IFC, is the governing board of our 4 national fraternities and 1 local co-ed fraternity. Local means they only exist here at BSU and not on other campuses. Kappa Delta Phi is a national fraternity that was actually founded here at BSU, which is pretty cool. Kappa Delta Phi, Sigma Pi, Phi Kappa Theta, and Pi Kappa Alpha are all men's fraternities, whereas Phi Pi Delta is a co-ed fraternity, so men or women are eligible for membership. While all our groups have their own value statements and creeds, as a BSU community, we are all bound by our 4 pillars: leadership, scholarship, service, and friendship. Our pillars not only serve as guides for us, but also as expectations of each and every member of our community. As Greeks, we strive to be the leaders on our campus and in our community, and we accomplish that in many ways. We have leadership retreats that bring us all together for skill development and strategic planning. We have our own 8-week leadership program entitled Greek Leadership and Development, commonly known as GLAD, and we represent our campus at local conferences such as the New England Greek Summit and the Northeast Greek Leadership Association. The next pillar is scholarship. The first fraternity, Phi Beta Kappa, in 1776 was founded as a literary society. Education and learning has always been a primary value of fraternity and sorority life. BSU Greeks have consistently received higher GPAs than non-Greeks. Each chapter has their own GPA requirement and scholarship program to support members academically. From the beginning of your membership until you graduate, you will be required to maintain the required GPA. Chapter members hold each other accountable to that grade requirement, so be sure that you understand the academic responsibilities of membership for your chapter. We're proud that our community consistently comes in smarter than the average bear. Our third pillar is service. Service to our campus, community, and humanity is something we all come together around. BSU Greeks participate in many service activities including Gifts to Give, Girls Incorporated, the Boys and Girls Club, and many more. By giving our time and talent, we can lead the way as leaders in our communities starting now. Each of our chapters also has a philanthropic partner that they raise funds for. Some may be local organizations and some may be national charities. We encourage our members to be active participants in chapter service events as well as participate in campus opportunities, including those from the Community Service Center on campus. Many of our members attend the alternative spring breaks, and in 2012, we created our very own fraternity and sorority alternative spring break trip. A trip of just BSU Greek members spending spring break together, giving back, doing what our founders expected. We hope that this is something that you'll choose to participate in during your membership at BSU. The final and perhaps most easily understood of our pillars is friendship. Brotherhood and sisterhood is the relationships with each other that we pride ourselves on. From social events like mixers with other organizations or formals to fun retreats, Greek Week and Homecoming, as well as events just for members of your chapter, there are always lots of opportunities to meet other members of the community. The Greek Activities Committee is a group of members who come together to plan fun events for the entire fraternity and sorority community. If you like planning events, you might want to jump in and get involved with the GAC. Whether it's planning a semester welcome back, a new member social, or Greek Week, members of the fraternity and sorority life community benefit from lots of opportunities to meet and work with all different types of people from all sorts of background and experiences. Now that you know our 4 pillars, let's move on to some important information for new members. New member education is unique to fraternity and sorority life and is your time to learn all the values and responsibilities about being Greek. As members of fraternity and sorority life, we have a huge responsibility to make sure that all of our community members know and understand that with our letters comes a lifetime commitment. Every decision that you make is a reflection on all of us. So whether it's behavior at an on and off-campus event or what you share through social media, as a Greek, you have a responsibility to everyone to make sure you're always living your organization's values. At BSU, we have a maximum of 8 weeks for new member education. Some chapters will use 6 weeks, some will use all 8, but there's a deadline each semester at which all new members must be initiated. One very important conversation that we need to have that many people worry about as a new member is hazing. So let's spend some time talking about that. Here at BSU, we are very clear that hazing cannot and will not be tolerated. In fact, hazing behavior is the direct result of many campuses choosing not to have fraternity and sorority communities at all. At BSU, we have lost chapters because of hazing and risk management, so we want to be clear here for every new member on where we stand on this issue. We have a positive, long history here at BSU, and our members value the hard work of our founders more than the behavior that could jeopardize your chapter or our community. So we need you, our newest members, to understand the Massachusetts state law and the university policy on hazing. Each chapter has their own policy regarding this behavior as well. At the conclusion of this program, you will take a quick knowledge test to ensure that you understand the information in this session. Additionally, you will need to stop by the Office of Student Involvement and Leadership to pick up a packet on this law and the BSU policy and sign that you have picked it up. This is required for compliance with the university policy. 2 important elements to the Massachusetts state hazing law that are bolded here are the first, that consent shall not be available as defense to any prosecution. This means that even if you or others state that you agreed to participate in the behavior, that does not mean you will not be held responsible for violating the law. There is an understanding here that peer pressure and the desire to be part of a group may alter or inhibit people from feeling as though not giving consent is even an option. The second part, unique to Massachusetts, is the failure to report the crime of hazing is also punishable by a fine of up to $1,000. So if you know about hazing, are witness to it through participation or otherwise, and you do not report it to the required law enforcement officials, you may also be guilty of violating this law. The BSU policy on hazing behavior can be located in the Code of Conduct and the Student Handbook. As a member of the fraternity and sorority community, there are a number of mechanisms for holding members accountable for any behavior that violates this policy. The Office of Student Conduct holds individual students to the policy. The Office of Student Involvement and Leadership holds recognized fraternities and sororities accountable. The Interfraternity Council and the Panhellenic Association hold chapters accountable. And each chapter has their own standards to hold individual members accountable. Members who participate in hazing may be held responsible by any and all of those groups. We are very serious about this. Hazing behavior contradicts the values we were founded on and will not be tolerated here at BSU. On this slide, we wanted to include some specific ways that you can report behavior you have questions or concerns about. You can speak with members of your chapter leadership, IFC or Panhellenic leaders, members of the OSL staff like myself, trusted administrators like your resident director or student employment supervisor, and our campus police officers who are very supportive of fraternity and sorority life, so you can always go to them. The university also has an anonymous tip line and online reporting form. This information is located right here on this slide. The only wrong way to handle hazing behavior is to remain silent. We need our leaders to step up and not be bystanders to this behavior that could potentially hurt our members, chapters, or our community. A general good rule of thumb is if you don't want the local newspaper to see it, if you wouldn't want your mom to know about it, or you wouldn't put it on your next recruitment brochure, it probably shouldn't be done. And always, when in doubt, feel free to ask. We are so happy you've decided to go Greek at BSU. We hope this becomes one of the most influential decisions that you make here at Bridgewater and beyond. We're proud of our community, and we look forward at seeing how you will help us move forward and progress. With all the benefits to being Greek, be sure to stay informed. Ways you can stay connected are through social media. Stay up to date on events, programs, and announcements. As an alumni, these pages will continue to be a great way for you to stay connected to what's going on in the fraternity and sorority community. You're almost done. Once you finish this, log on to the Involvement Network at www.bridgew.edu/in. If you do not have an account on the Involvement Network, you will need to create one. Once you log on, go to the Fraternity and Sorority Life group and click on Forms on the left-hand side. You will see the Greek101 Knowledge Test. Complete that quick test. The final step is for you to stop by the Office of Student Involvement and Leadership and pick up the new member packet. This packet includes both the Massachusetts state law as well as the university policy on hazing. Every new member must complete this test as well as sign for their new member packet. Chapters who do not have 100% of their new members comply will not be eligible for points on their yearly accreditation report. Welcome again to BSU Fraternity and Sorority Life. I look forward to working with you.